And good morning again, everybody. Thank you very much for joining our webinar this morning. Just a little bit of housekeeping before we jump into the content here. If there are any questions throughout the presentation, the Q&A session or section is available at the bottom of your screen. Please go ahead and pop in a question there. You can keep it anonymous or put your name as well. We'll make sure we have plenty of time for all of those questions at the end. Also, we will reach out to all you folks that joined us here today, both to answer any specific questions that you may have, as well as giving you a recording that you can pass on to anybody else that would like to view it within your schools or your school district. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started here. So again, welcome to the webinar this morning. We're going to be talking about keeping New Jersey schools safe, especially their students, their communities, their families, and you and all of your employees. My name is Matthew Toth. I am the account executive here in New Jersey for the Safe NJ StopIt Solutions program. I am with a company called Lightspeed Systems. We bring a whole host of school safety and mental health solutions, as well as IT solutions to your schools. So you may be familiar with the Lightspeed Systems family, the StopIt Solutions family, but we are here to introduce kind of a newer program, Safe NJ, out to the state here as well. So again, keeping with the theme of school safety, what really drives school violence and kind of why the Safe NJ program was created. There's a few factors here. One is that mental and emotional health factors, right? So if students are feeling depressed, if they're feeling anxious, if there are some other mental health conditions, that really helps to drive school violence. So making sure that there's a program available for students really to get help truly if they are in a crisis in a mental health capacity. The second is family-related issues. There's a lot going on in homes right now across the United States and especially here in New Jersey as well. So, if there is a place that family needs help, making sure that they have a hub to go to get that help, whether that be basic needs, whether that be various resources that you have within your school district, like a Care Solace or other mental health resources, whether that be family dysfunction and they need a little bit of help there as well. So pointing them in the right direction, getting those families the help they need early and often can definitely help prevent school violence. Social and community disconnection, right? Folks feeling isolated, whether that's socially, emotionally, whether they're being bullied, whether they're getting kind of a lack of support from their community. And maybe they don't identify with anybody in their community. Really giving them the places to go and the resources to express that feeling, to talk to somebody that may understand them a little bit better, and really to make sure that they feel in a better place so that can prevent school violence as well. And then finally, just negative influence or behavior patterns, right? Whether that's bullying or cyberbullying, right? Things happening on Discord channels, things happening on the school bus, right? All the different places that negative behavior and at-risk behaviors can really happen. Those things typically also are in conjunction with substance abuse, where folks are trying to escape a lot of those behaviors and the feelings from those behaviors that are done against them, which then lowers inhibitions, lower thought processes, and really helps to drive up school violence. So really giving folks, your students, your families, and your community a place to go to get that help to create a safer environment. It's also tough to ask for help. When you're in a situation of trauma, when you are experiencing something at your family, there are a lot of families that just don't ask for help, right? It's kind of ingrained either in their family values, or, with things going on out there in kind of the climate and the culture right now, if they're in certain situations, they may not want to ask for help. They may feel uncomfortable asking for help. They may feel like they're going to get in trouble for asking for help. So, really making sure that students and families feel comfortable reaching out for help, making sure that they feel resilient enough, mindful enough to be able to ask for help. But not only being able to feel comfortable asking for help, but know where to go. A place that they can do this anonymously, that they can do this kind of in a comfort area without maybe being seen by neighbors, by students, right, by faculty, anything like that. really being comfortable in asking for help, whether it's for themselves, a family member, or even being an upstander and asking for a friend. Some of these big fear-based barriers that we see all the time, right? Being seen as weak. It's tough to ask for help, especially if you're going through something that's newer to you, or something that maybe culturally or even community-wise looked down upon. The fear of rejection, right? Hey, I've asked for help before and not be able to get it. Being turned down, being turned away. So hey, nobody wants to help me, so why even ask, right? There's no point in doing that. Fear of retribution, right? Being labeled a snitch, being labeled, any other labels that are out there, and or getting in trouble for it, right? Maybe I'm knowing that there's some school violence coming, and I feel like I'm going to get in trouble for reporting it. Being a burden to others, losing control. All of these things really affect all of us, but especially students, right? Especially when we're talking about the very serious things like mental health, like cutting and self-harm, like depression, anxiety, like school violence. These are very tough topics to talk about. And if somebody may have reached out about something lower level in their mind before and seen any of these barriers, they're less likely to reach out and ask for help later on, especially if there's something that you really want to know about, right? A potential attack on the school, a potential threat to one's life, or harm to somebody else. Also internally, right? There's a lot of perceptions around asking for help that kind of shine a negative light on the ability to ask for help, right? Just awkwardness, right? Social inabilities, lack of trust, misguided beliefs, and more. So, making sure that when a student does need to ask for help, whether it's for themselves or for somebody else, we give them a place that they can feel comfortable. Although Safe NJ may be a new brand to you, maybe a new name to you, it is certainly not new to us. We are over 9,000 schools covering well over 5 million students. We are in workplace, we are in public safety, we are all over the country helping keep not only schools but cities and towns safe, giving their students places to go to reach out for help. Here in New Jersey, we're in well over 200 schools. We cover over 200,000 students here in the state of New Jersey. You may know us from some of our other brands like Help Me or Stop It. All of that is in conjunction now with kind of our new program, Safe NJ, which is a fully funded program through the New Jersey Department of Health and Empower Somerset. All funded for the next 2 full school years through 6/30 of 2027 through a federal Stop School Violence Act grant. That money is already awarded. There is no reporting on your behalf. You don't have to apply for anything. There is no paperwork but a $0 DocuSign agreement to get the program at no cost for your school, for your district, through that 6/30 of 2027. We've had a big impact across the nation with these programs. We've seen hundreds of thousands of reports, two-way messages, helping students, giving them resources, being there in a time of need, have interacted in tens of thousands of serious incidents and emergency interventions where we've saved lives. So we know this program works, no matter what it's called, whether it's Stop It, whether it's, Help Me or Safe NJ or any of the other programs that we have across the country. This is a program that truly helps get help to your students, get help to your families, and ultimately create a better and safer community. So, what is the program itself? Easy to say, a little bit harder to do. What is the program itself? Well, there's a few ways to access the program. It is a mobile app. If students do have cell phones, if family members do have cell phones to access the program itself, they can download this from any major Play Store like Google Play Store and iTunes. We also can push that app out one-to-one devices like Chromebooks, iPads. There is a web version of this as well, so we can put that in favorites menus, desktop icons. We could put links on landing pages, push that out via social media and email. And then lastly, we operate a 1-800 number as well for folks to call into. Everybody on this call probably knows that, kids aren't really picking up the phone and talking to many folks these days. But the idea of the phone system is kind of two. One is in a rural or, place where Wi-Fi or cellular not always available or working properly, giving them a way to call in and ask for help if truly an emergency is going on. And the second, it has a full translation center. So any modern language, most local dialects, including accessibility options like American Sign Language. We never want language barriers to be or to be a barrier, in getting help and accessing these resources. So lots of ways to access, but what are they accessing themselves? There's three main components to the program. One is an anonymous tip line, really to reach out to the school on behalf of themselves, or more likely on behalf of a friend. Really, this anonymous tip line allows folks to be upstanders for a classmate, for a family member that really truly needs help and may not have the power or the resiliency to stand up for themselves. So giving them the option there. Of course, it can be used by somebody themselves for help as well. The second is 24/7 access to crisis counselors through Second Floor Youth Helpline. This is a New Jersey youth helpline filled with licensed professionals, mental health professionals from the state of New Jersey to really help your students via text or phone call. And then there's a full resource repository as well to allow your students and your families to have access to all types of resources. That anonymous tip line does have full two-way communication back and forth with that device so that your staff can always access the information that they need, ask other questions and follow-up questions, feed resources to your students if they need those as well, or kind of point them in the right direction. Full routing, full escalations in an emergency situation, as well as reporting, so that you can see exactly how the platform is being used, who's taking, well, not who, but how those resources are being taken advantage of, what types of tips and events are coming through the program as well, so you have full visibility. One of the biggest areas of our program that kind of separate us out from most of the anonymous reporting or other kind of safety and helplines and hotlines is that things are fairly configurable down to the individual school level. Um, so the idea here is that, based on your individual school, you can configure the types of topics, the types of questions, you could configure the resources, things like that, that are offered to your community and to your students. So, elementary school students may not have the same questions or topics or resources in the program that your middle school, your high schoolers, or even your parents have. So really allowing you to configure the program to meet the needs, right? Large urban school districts may have different resources, different needs than some of the smaller rural districts or suburban districts out there in the state. So although we do have kind of defaults, we have places to get you started here with the program, we really do allow you to configure it to your needs. So that anonymous outreach, that tip line, again, really what we are expecting, from school admins is, respond to these during your school day. After hours, we have wraparound services. We have a response center that's 24/7 to really help you monitor these and manage these outside of school hours. But being there for your students when when they need something, when they reach out via this platform. Some of the biggest differences between us, kind of as I mentioned, as others, there's online forms, right? There are, that you could put a Google Doc, or you could put an Excel sheet, or you can have an email program. But really having a place that they can submit things truly anonymously, but you have the ability to put all of that data together to really glean information on what is happening with your students, what is happening with your families, across time, whether that's district-wide, individual schools, over a full school year, school year over school year, being able to really take, a lot of this data and make sense of it. Combine a lot of these outreach programs, a lot of these ways to contact you into one program so that you can streamline that and, again, make it much easier for your admins, your site administrators, your counselors, your mental health professionals, really just to get help to where it's needed quickly. The second place to get help, as we mentioned, is that second floor. This is a helpline dedicated to New Jersey's youth. These are folks that are highly trained. They are licensed within the state of New Jersey, so that folks are, available locally to help your students. The idea is they know the issues that are happening in New Jersey. They can point your students not only just to great conversations and get them talking and move them from a hot place to a cool place, but really to get them other resources as well that are close to them that can help in that situation if truly needed. So there is the ability to contact them via texting or the ability to call so that they can get help in the way that means most in that moment, right? If they are in their bedroom and they're right next to their parents' room, a phone call may not be the best, but a text message may work a little bit better. It is also accessible through web platforms, Chromebooks, one-to-one devices as well, kind of through, through online web chats as well as the phone calls as well. And then the third place is those self-help resources. We have a menu of resources. So if you don't have too many resources on your own, we absolutely can help fill in all of the local and national helplines and hotlines and being able to put zip codes in for basic needs and other resources. Second floor provided with us all types of different resources, whether that's mental health content, resource lines, and other topics like you see on the screen here, and we'll also get all of your resources. So if you are partnered with a lot of the great partnerships here in New Jersey, things like Care Solace, right? If you have, 211, if you have insurance entities that work with you with resources, if you have your local, ESCs and, county superintendent's offices and things like that that have resources, and consortiums, and there's a ton of different resources here in the state of New Jersey. Just getting them all into one place, our team will help you with that, getting that into the platform. So again, your parents, your students, because they never know what they're going to need in a time of stress or trauma, but having it all in one place, they don't have to try to find it on a website or go to Google or try to search something, or maybe if they want to call into a place that they feel uncomfortable calling. So again, it gives them a lot of different options. It gives them a lot of places to go to and to turn to so they can get help in the way that means most to them. Now, as I mentioned before, we have a crisis center that is 24/7, 365. Our primary responsibility is to monitor all of those anonymous outreaches to the school and to the system for an emergency. So if it is an imminent threat, we're going to get a predefined escalation path up and including law enforcement with you to make sure that we are letting you know and letting law enforcement know if needed of an imminent threat. That's one of those drop everything. We need to adjudicate or address this immediately. Everything else would be sitting into the platform for you, giving you notifications during the school day. And outside of school hours, our team will handle all of those tips. So we will get the who, what, when, where, why. We will thank the student for submitting or asking a question. We can help them navigate the program. So accessing resources that are already pre-approved by your school and or your district, getting them connected to second floor youth helpline if they need to, really just being there. So one, and most importantly, especially after hours when students feel isolated, they feel like they've gotten addressed immediately. So somebody is there to answer their questions. Somebody's there to feel make them feel heard. And then again, making sure that we're getting all the information for your site administrators. So when you come back in the next morning, you truly can start to take action on the program itself or on that issue without necessarily having it, starting the conversation fresh, right? A student comes in Friday evening, they have to wait till Monday morning for a response. At that point, sometimes like, that's not a big deal anymore. Maybe they got a new cell phone, they deleted the app, whatever it happens to be. Our team is right there immediately to make sure that they get help. So if this is a program that you want to bring into your school, just keep in mind this is a grant-funded opportunity. It is not unlimited funding. So please, if this is something you would like to launch out for the fall, launch out for your school district, please let us know. It's about a 30 to 60-day launch timeline from the time you let us know that you want to jump on the program to the time it's launched out. Of course, we are at the end of the school year, so congratulations to everybody on this call for making it to the end. Most of you either almost done or just have about a week left. So we will plan to launch this out in the fall, but the idea is to reserve your funding, reserve your spot now, because back to school is our most busy time to launch, as you can imagine. So our onboarding team is starting to fill up. Their calendars are filling up with getting launches and training and things like that going. So the more we can do during the summertime, we can prepare and book kind of your launch time to make sure that you get it in for that beginning of school period of time. But a few different areas or steps to launching is kind of that initial meeting, that implementation, that kickoff call, where we're going to work to configure the program, get your escalation paths, who's going to be on the teams, and so on. We're going to help you communicate the program internally, get folks trained, things like that as well. Two-way communication, best practices, and then help you with external communication, getting this out to the students, getting this out to your communities, and then we continue with ongoing awareness. We have a ton of different digital assets for you. We have in-person assets. We're going to send out posters to hang up around the school and make sure that we, get the word out and help you get the word out for your team as well. One thing to note, I know there may be a few folks on this call that are existing StopIt users or Help Me users. If that is the case, you are more than welcome to jump over to the Safe NJ program. If it's already funded through a grant or through your insurer, we'll work on all of that with you, of course. But again, you are more than welcome to jump over to this program. Similar backends to the StopIt program that you're used to already, but making sure that you're kind of on the latest and greatest here with Safe NJ. Anybody on the IT side, we understand that data security is of the utmost importance. We are SOC 2 certified and compliant with FERPA, HIPAA, and COPA as well. Although it's a non-rostered, we're not housing HIPAA-related data or student data or anything like that. We do know that does pass through the program, just through what folks are telling you. So we make sure that we have kind of the highest level of security there to make sure that we are continuously monitoring our platforms, infrastructure to ensure that data is safe and secure and kept confidential. So with that, I know we are coming to the end of this. I know we were scheduled for an hour. This will clearly will not take the full hour here. We'll have plenty of time to get to questions. So I do see a couple of questions in the Q&A. Please pop those questions in there. But again, this is a fully funded opportunity through 6/30 of 2027. So the full next 2 school years, fully funded. There's no setup fees or hidden fees or costs at all for your schools. Again, no reporting. You don't have to apply to anything. We just have some simple agreements that are $0 for you to fill out to get a part of the program. Again, my name is Matthew Toth. I am the New Jersey rep here that will be reaching out to all of you that joined the webinar today. And with that, let me go ahead and see if there's any questions that we can answer here in the Q&A section to see if we can answer those questions for you. And please keep those popped in, popping into the Q&A section so we can answer them, because if you have them, chances are other folks on this call have the same questions. So a couple of questions here around various languages. So, yep, let me go ahead and kind of talk about the languages. My apologies for missing that. So, the communications, so kind of the onboarding, the launching communications, I kind of flashed up some of the assets. We do have those in Spanish as well, English and Spanish as far as the assets go to launch the program out. The mobile app itself is in English, Spanish, French, and Japanese. We do have our web version, which has Google Translate. So you can pick, 25, 30 of the kind of most popular languages out there as well. And then, as I mentioned, that phone system has a full translation center. So, absolutely, we can help translate those languages out there, especially Spanish, for Spanish speaking families as well. Great question. Great question. Here's another question. Is this really meant for small schools, or if we have a larger school district, does it fit and work for that as well? That's a great question. We work with all sizes of school districts, from big urban metropolitan areas, 90, 100,000 students, all the way down to very rural, just a handful of students in districts. So again, that kind of goes towards the configurability that I was mentioning earlier on in the program here, really making sure that it makes sense for your audience, your community, your students, right? So whether that's an urban area with a ton of local resources and places they could walk to and get, or kind of you're virtually in the middle of nowhere, right? And there's not a lot of resources around. You need more of that virtual, more of the, kind of the online, just to be able to get those resources, down to you. this program is configurable to work with kind of all situations. Great questions. Any other questions that I can answer here? Let me go ahead and recheck the question and answer here. I think that's it for the questions at this point. As I mentioned, I will follow up with everybody that joined us here today. And making sure that you have any of those specific questions answered as well. And sorry, we just have another question that popped up. How long is the program? I'm unsure what that means. I'm assuming that means kind of the grant program. The grant program's through 6/30 of 2027, which is the next 2 full school years. Yep. So the grant program is through 6/30 of 2027. So next 2 full school years, fully funded for you at no cost. We do have a lot of relationships in state with insurance folks and things like that as well that can also help sustain the program afterwards. And of course, we're always looking for sustainability funding as well. So hopefully we can be able to continue it beyond that. But at least for the next 2 full school years, while we're figuring things out, and there'll be a lot of changes kind of in our in our state by then. We can definitely work on some funding options as well. But at least you have the next 2 years at no cost for you. Great questions. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna kind of leave this open and hang out here for a little bit to see if you have any other questions I can answer for you. But at this point, the webinar presentation is over. As I mentioned, I will follow up with all of you who joined to see if you have any specific questions to see if we can get you on the program itself. Thank you very much for your time today. Have a wonderful rest of your day and quick ending to and safe ending to your school years here with your students.